Have you ever wondered which luxury sedans quietly outlast the flashy ones, the kind mechanics and retirees whisper about at the coffee shop? The ones that don't show off, but never break down? Cars that feel like money without acting like a money pit? Today, we're uncovering the secret luxury sedans that have earned a cult following among mechanics and senior drivers alike. So, before you trade comfort for reliability, what if you could have both? Now, this first one is the definition of under the radar. While everyone was busy chasing BMWs and Mercedes in the early 2000s, Acura quietly built one of the most over-engineered sedans Japan ever sent to North America, the Acura RL. This car never got the spotlight, and maybe that's why it aged so well. It was built on the same platform as the Japanese Honda Legend, and under the hood sat a 3.7-liter V6 paired with Honda's advanced SHAWD system, super handling all-wheel drive. It doesn't just send power to all four wheels, it shuffles torque side to side when cornering. That means, even after 2 decades, an RL can still make a twisty road feel like silk. Who should consider one? If you're the type who values peace, smoothness, and the feeling of nothing ever goes wrong, this is your car. Retirees love it because it's quiet, with seats that feel like an old leather recliner. Mechanics love it because it's basically a Honda, reliable, easy to service, and full of parts that just don't quit. Known issues? A few. Look for worn-out suspension bushings, especially if the car lived on rough roads, and check that the SHAWD system engages properly. If there's any blinking SHAWD light on the dash, that could mean a bad rear differential sensor. Not expensive, but worth checking. Power sits around 300 horsepower, fuel economy hovers near 20 miles per gallon combined, and the transmission, a 5-speed automatic, is old school but bulletproof. Inside, you get real wood trim, heated seats, front and rear, and one of the most overbuilt sound systems of its era. The sweet spot? Models from 2008 to 2012, that's when Acura refined the styling and improved transmission software. Today, you can find a clean one for around $8,000 to $10,000, sometimes less from private sellers. And here's the fun part. You'll be driving a luxury sedan that most people mistake for a newer car. It's that timeless. Coming up next, a European sleeper that aged so gracefully, even independent mechanics are starting to recommend it over the Germans. Now let's talk about a car that might surprise you, because when most folks think Volvo, they picture boxy wagons from the 90s. But the second-generation Volvo S80? That's a hidden gem that quietly turned into a luxury bargain for people who want refinement without the headaches. This sedan was Volvo's flagship during a time when the brand was shifting from safe and sensible to seriously sophisticated. The styling is understated, elegant, not flashy, and inside, it feels like a Swedish living room. Thick seats, real aluminum trim, and one of the most calming cabins in its class. So, who's it for? Perfect for someone who's retired, appreciates European craftsmanship, and doesn't need to prove anything with badges. The S80 whispers luxury, it doesn't shout it. And if you want a car that makes long highway drives feel like meditation, this is it. Under the hood, you'll find 2 main engines worth your time. The 3.2-liter inline-6, which is naturally aspirated and smooth as butter, and the T6 turbocharged 6-cylinder, which gives you around 300 horsepower and all-wheel drive. That T6, paired with Volvo's 6-speed Geartronic automatic, is the sweet spot, strong, reliable, and perfect for bad weather states or Canadian winters. Now, reliability. Despite the stereotype, the S80 is surprisingly solid when maintained properly. The biggest issues? Coil packs and PCV systems around the 100,000-mile mark. Easy fixes. Avoid the early Yamaha V8 versions, beautiful sound, but parts are rare. As long as you stick to regular synthetic oil changes and check for any transmission fluid leaks, this car can easily pass 200,000 miles. Fuel economy sits around 18 to 23 miles per gallon, depending on the engine, and the ride quality, well, it's where this Volvo shines. It glides over broken pavement like it's floating, even after a decade or more. Best years? 2011 to 2013, that's when Volvo updated the electronics and improved seat materials. You can pick one up today for $6,000 to $9,000, and most of the time, they were owned by calm, careful people. Mechanics respect it because it's easy to work on compared to most European sedans, and seniors adore it because it feels safe, serene, and substantial, like a bank vault on wheels. Before we roll on, if you're watching this on your TV, grab your phone, hit that subscribe button, and tell us which city you're watching from. Coming up next, a full-size American luxury sedan that most people overlook, but insiders know it's one of the smoothest, toughest rides you can buy for under 10 grand. Now, we're going old school luxury, the kind that feels like a living room on wheels. The Lincoln Town Car. Yes, the same one your airport limo driver probably loved, and for good reason. This sedan isn't just a car, it's an institution. When Lincoln discontinued the town car in 2011, something quietly disappeared from the luxury market. A big, body-on-frame, rear-wheel drive cruiser built to last forever. Mechanics swear by it because it's basically a Ford Crown Victoria in a tuxedo. Easy to work on, ridiculously durable, and built for comfort first, last, and always. Who should consider it? If you value space, silence, and the kind of smooth ride you can't find anymore, this one's for you. Seniors love it because it's easy to get in and out of, the seats are huge, and every switch, every dial, feels like it was designed by someone who actually drove the car, not by a touchscreen committee. Under the hood, there's only one engine, the legendary 4.6-liter V8. It's not fast, about 239 horsepower, but it's bulletproof. This is the same powertrain that police cruisers used. So you already know what that means. Easy maintenance, parts everywhere, and mechanics who've been fixing these things in their sleep for 20 years. Transmission? A 4-speed automatic that just works. Not fancy, not fragile. Fuel economy is modest, around 16 miles per gallon city and 24 on the highway, but what you lose at the pump, you gain in peace of mind. Common issues? The rear air suspension on older models can sag with age, but there are simple spring conversion kits that solve it for good. Also, check for small oil leaks around the valve covers. It's common, but rarely serious. Inside, the town car is everything you'd expect. Plush leather, thick carpet, and a trunk so big you could fit 2 golf bags and still have room for a week's groceries. The Signature Limited and Cartier trims are the ones to look for. Those came loaded with all the best features. The best years to buy? 2006 to 2011, especially the later fleet maintained models that were pampered with regular oil changes. Today, you can find a clean one with under 100,000 miles for $6,000 to $8,000, sometimes from original owners who babied them. Mechanics call it the last real American luxury car. And seniors? They just call it home on wheels. Coming up next, a Japanese luxury sedan that almost nobody talks about, but quietly built a reputation as one of the smoothest, most dependable V8 cruisers ever made. Alright, let's move to Japan's quiet masterpiece, the Lexus LS460. This car is what happens when engineers, not marketers, run the show. It's the sedan that convinced thousands of Mercedes and BMW owners to switch teams, quietly, permanently, and without regret. The LS460 was designed with one mission: perfection without drama. It's the kind of car that doesn't brag, doesn't shout, but 10 minutes behind the wheel and you realize this thing is built like a watch. Every sound is dampened, every vibration smoothed out. Even the door latch feels like precision engineering. Who should consider it? If you want the elegance and silence of a new S-Class but don't want to spend 70 or 80 grand, this is your car. Seniors love it because the cabin is peaceful, intuitive, and ridiculously comfortable. You could drive from Miami to Montreal and get out feeling rested. Mechanics respect it because, well, it's a Lexus. The engines are overbuilt, the transmissions rarely fail, and the electronics are some of the most dependable in the luxury world. Under the hood sits a 4.6-liter V8, pushing out around 380 horsepower, paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, one of the first in its class. It's smooth, powerful, and eerily quiet. 0 to 60 in about 5.5 seconds, but you'd never know it, the LS doesn't rush, it glides. Now, no car is perfect, and this one has its quirks. The air suspension can wear out on older models, especially if the car sat unused for a while. A conversion to standard shocks is a smart move if you want long-term peace of mind. Also, keep an eye on oil leaks from the timing cover and the occasional steering column rattle. Both are well documented and manageable. Fuel economy, around 19 miles per gallon combined, which isn't bad for a big V8 luxury sedan. Inside, the LS spoils you with heated and cooled seats, a whisper-quiet Mark Levinson sound system, and materials that make German interiors from the same era feel almost industrial. Best years to buy? 2009 to 2011, when Lexus ironed out early transmission software issues and added subtle improvements in cabin insulation. A clean, well-kept LS460 today can be found for $10,000 to $14,000, and these cars often come from careful, older owners with complete maintenance records. Mechanics describe it as boring in the best possible way. It just works, year after year, without complaints. And the next one on our list? Let's just say it's a full-size German cruiser that defies the stereotype. A car so well built, even independent repair shops started calling it the Unbreakable Benz. Alright, let's end this list with something unexpected, a German flagship that mechanics actually recommend. Yeah, you heard that right, the Mercedes-Benz S550, but specifically the W221 generation, and more specifically, the rear-wheel drive non-turbo V8 models built before Mercedes went gadget crazy. Now, most people hear used S-Class and instantly imagine bankruptcy. But this generation, especially the naturally aspirated 5.5-liter V8, is the exception. It's a hidden chapter in Mercedes history when reliability briefly caught up with luxury. So, who should consider it? If you're someone who wants that old-school sense of prestige, the soft door close, the thick leather, the calm of a vault on wheels, this is your car. It's for the mature driver who appreciates quiet excellence, the kind of person who says, I don't need to prove anything, I just want the best. Mechanics like this one because it's simpler than what came after. No twin turbos, no 4MATIC transfer case, fewer electronics to fail. The M273 V8 is a masterpiece, all aluminum, chain-driven, and capable of running 300,000 miles with regular maintenance. Power is around 382 horsepower, and the 7-speed automatic is smoother and more responsive than people give it credit for. Common issues? A few to watch for. The camshaft adjuster magnets can leak oil, an easy fix. Motor mounts wear out with age, you'll feel a light vibration at idle, and the air suspension, while incredibly comfortable, should be checked for leaks. But here's the trick. Replace worn components proactively and this car will treat you better than most new ones. Inside, the W221 is pure Mercedes magic. The seats feel sculpted for long drives, the materials are timeless, and even the older Command infotainment system, clunky as it is, still feels premium. The S550 glides, never jolts. It's like floating in silence, wrapped in craftsmanship. Fuel economy is about 18 miles per gallon combined. But you don't buy this for mileage, you buy it for feel. The steering has weight, the door is closed with that perfect thunk, and the ride? It's like the road disappears. Best years to target? 2009 to 2011. Avoid the early 2006 and 2007 models, they had minor teething issues. Price today? You can find a clean one for $12,000 to $16,000, and many of them were owned by executives who maintained them meticulously through Mercedes dealers. It's the kind of car that makes you smile every time you start it, because you know you're driving something that cost over 90 grand new for the price of a used Civic today. So, those were 5 secret luxury sedans that mechanics and senior drivers swear by: the Acura RL, Volvo S80, Lincoln Town Car, Lexus LS460, and the Mercedes S550. Each one delivers comfort, class, and real dependability. No gimmicks, no drama. If you enjoyed this list, go ahead, hit subscribe, and tell us in the comments which of these you'd love to drive home. And if you want more, check out our other videos on the most underrated luxury SUVs and the best used sedans under 10 grand, right here on the Auto Ally.